the most confident chicken in the neighborhood. Have you ever met a chicken with the swagger of a rock star? No. Well, let me introduce you to Kevin. Kevin wasn't just any chicken. He was the undisputed king of our neighborhood, the feathered overlord of the cul-de-sac, and his confidence, it was legendary. Every morning, while other chickens were contentedly pecking at worms, Kevin would start his day with a routine that was part workout, part performance art. He'd begin with a series of dramatic wing flaps. Less for flight and more for flair, like a heavyweight boxer warming up. Then he'd strut. Oh, his strut was a masterpiece. Head held high, chest puffed out. He'd patrol the perimeter of his coop like a general inspecting his troops. His walk had a rhythm. Eseru tanjenu, ESAISku, Oizatto, Shimudotuse. I own this place, and I look good doing it. The other animals in the neighborhood were his audience. The squirrels would pause their nut gathering to watch. The neighbor's lazy cat would lift an eyelid from his sunbathing spot on the porch, and even the grumpy old bulldog next door seemed to watch with a sort of grudging respect. Kevin didn't just walk. He made an entrance every single time. His crow wasn't your typical cock-a-doodle-doo. No, Kevin's crow was a multi-octave proclamation of his own greatness. It started low, rumbled up through his chest, and erupted into a triumphant blast that echoed through the streets. It wasn't just a wake-up call. It was a daily announcement that the star of the show had arrived. Some neighbors joked they could set their atomic clocks to Kevin's morning solo. What was the source of this incredible celebration? We all had our theories. Maybe it was his magnificent comb, a fiery red crown that sat perfectly atop his head. Or perhaps it was his iridescent tail feathers that shimmered with greens and blues in the sunlight, fanning out behind him like a royal cape. I personally think he was just born with it. Some chickens are born to follow. Kevin was born to lead. He was fearless too. Once, a delivery truck left a large, empty cardboard box on the curb. The other chickens eyed it with suspicion, clucking nervously from a safe distance. Not Kevin. He approached the box with his signature strut, circled it once, then twice. He pecked it experimentally, as if testing its structural integrity. Then, with a mighty leap, he was on top, surveying his domain from this new, elevated throne. He let out a victorious crow, as if he'd just conquered a mountain. For the rest of the day, that box was his castle, and he was its king. Another time, the sprinklers came on unexpectedly. Chaos erupted. Chickens scattered in a flurry of feathers and squawks. But where was Kevin? Right in the middle of it all, standing under the spray with his wings slightly spread, as if enjoying a refreshing spa treatment. He tilted his head back, letting the water run over his beak, looking completely unbothered, even serene. He made a sudden downpour look like a planned part of his luxurious daily routine. His confidence was contagious. The other, more timid chickens in his flock started walking a little taller. They became bolder, venturing further out into the yard. They learned from their leader that the world was unso scary if you faced it with your chest puffed out. Kevin had created his own little army of confident poultry. He wasn't a bully. No, his confidence was the quiet, secure kind. He never picked on the smaller chickens or hogged all the best meal. In fact, he was often the one to find a particularly juicy bug and then cluck loudly, calling the others over to share in the feast. He knew there was enough success to go around. A true leader empowers others, and Kevin, in his own chicken way, did just that. He was a benevolent ruler. One afternoon, a hawk was seen circling high above. A shadow of fear fell over the yard. The hens scurried for cover under the bushes, their soft clucks turning into frantic alarm calls. Kevin, however, stood his ground in the center of the lawn. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He just stood there, planted his feet firmly, puffed up his chest to look twice his size, and stared defiantly up at the sky. He let out a series of short, sharp, challenging crows. It was a clear message. Not on my watch. The hawk circled a few more times, perhaps confused or even impressed by this ridiculously brave little creature, and then flew away. The yard was safe. Kevin had faced down the grim reaper of the sky and won. His legend grew. kids on their way to school would stop by the fence just to say hi to him. "There's Kevin!" They'd shout. He'd often strut over to the fence, as if to greet his adoring fans. He'd tilt his head, fix them with his intelligent, unblinking eye, and sometimes let out a soft, conversational cluck. He was a local celebrity, a neighborhood mascot. Even in moments of rest, Kevin exuded confidence. While other chickens would huddle together for warmth, Kevin would often find his own spot, maybe on the highest perch or a sun-drenched patch of dirt, and settle down with an air of complete contentment. He was comfortable in his own feathers, a solitary king who didn't need constant validation. He knew his worth. Watching Kevin taught me a surprising amount. It was a daily lesson in self-belief. It's about how you carry yourself. It's about facing your fears, even when they're circling high above you. It's about being bold enough to stand on a cardboard box and declare it your kingdom. It's about enjoying the sprinklers when everyone else is running away. Kevin was more than just a chicken. He was an inspiration. A fuzzy, feathered reminder that a little bit of confidence can make you the king of your own world, even if that world is just a suburban backyard. He was, and always will be, the most confident chicken in the neighborhood. If you enjoyed Kevin's story, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us bring you more great content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.